We are recording. Hello, listeners. Hello, viewers. Hello, audiences all over the globe, and anybody and everybody within the sound and reach of my internet voice and however much bandwidth it happens to take up across your paradigm. This is No Frequency Radio.
Chewing up your paradigm.
Every Monday at 6 p.m.
Ish.
on No Frequency at River West Radio. I'd like to give the formal shout-outs, as always, to Brenna Olson at Zoomies, the whole Zoomies crew, Alex Hayes at Fuel Cafe, the whole Fuel Cafe crew, especially for Bill's Kevorkian Crush.
I'm going to be shouting out for that.
Today.
Yeah.
Okay. My cousin Flynn McNamara in Prescott, Arizona, and her daughter, my niece, Avery Julia Civic.
Throw up the wave. Kids love the wave.
Waving. The Newmans, wherever you guys are.
All the Newmans.
All the Newmans. Theron. Aaron Stray. Two Houses, Chicago.
All of them.
All of the houses. Oh, we're going to have a theme song next week.
Next week, if Dom can figure out how to use email.
If I can figure out how to use email.
We'll get that squared.
We will. We
We will.
I promise.
It's on our to-do list.
Yes. Which is ever expanding. It's expanding further. We could check, check
it's
things
really
off of it.
ridiculous, like a toilet paper roll of to-do things.
So, and, Elisa Grassi in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Bongo Billy, wherever he may be.
All right, I'm going to give my shout-outs
Shout-outs.
to the young lass over at Fuel Cafe who gave me this Kevorkian crush. I don't know her name, but she's adorable, little and blonde, and has nice tattoos.
Yeah.
If you're not married, you're welcome to move in with me in a non-committed, semi-monogamous relationship. This coffee is the most amazing thing ever. It reminds me of my childhood. And beyond that, I'd like to give a shout-out to that gentleman whose name I've forgotten, but who sleeps in the water with his dog due to its arthritis. That's
What?
there was a news story. It's in Wisconsin. Older gentleman has a dog. It's 19 years old. This dog has arthritis. So what he does is, because the dog has trouble sleeping, is he goes to a lake, takes the dog in the water with him so that the dog is floating,
Yes.
and then holds the dog against his chest while the dog sleeps in the water, because there's no pain for the dog then.
Oh, my God.
That's what he does. That's when you're sitting up at night and you're wondering to yourself, what is love? Or do I love this person? Would you prune your entire body so they can get a good night's sleep when they're in pain? Because that for me, that's my new line. That's the edge.
That's it.
So that's it.
I'm glad that there is one.
I'm glad that there's someone out there doing that. So faith in humanity has been restored.
A little bit.
A little more than usual this week. No tragedies, so we got that going for us.
Yeah, no tragedies this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, other than this presidency. Oh, burn.
They didn't hear you on that one. Or at least I didn't.
That's probably for the best.
That's right for the best. You gotta get in.
Yeah, I know. I was
And do the tilt.
Dude, I'm at the tilt. What are you talking
Are you?
about? Yeah, because I'm coming up over it.
Okay.
I like to put my chin on it.
All right.
Then I feel like I'm at just the right distance for my voice.
Okay.
I don't want to overwhelm the people with my masculinity. But we do have to do this.
Oh.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, sure.
I
I
did
think
such great time.
probably have a better angle.
Well, I can read anything in any direction. As always, the disclaimer. Welcome to No Frequency. My name is Bill the Business, and this is Dominic Wanzer, the producer of the show. The things you will hear in the next hours represent the views of No Frequency and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. And again, avoid our financial advice.
Or don't.
Yeah, well, really, at this point, it doesn't matter. We're all in this handbasket together. Let's just prepare ourselves for the flume at the end. What is he?
You think you could put that on the...
Is that something we want to do?
Yeah, sure. All right, so... The camera sees me. The camera's looking at me.
The camera loves you.
I've got a free hot dog at the doghouse.
A delicious free hot dog waiting on him. He's got the pad.
I've got the pad.
I've got the manila folder.
Oh, he's got the manila... He does have the manila folder.
It's full of...
Of
goodness.
justice.
Justice and joy. Joy and justice. Those first two girls I ever kissed.
What do you have?
Oh, well, I didn't know if we wanted to talk about dinner last week because I'm still reeling from the disappointment that it was.
Oh, God.
to be
Yeah.
honest.
Let's do... You want to?
I don't know. If I say anything, it's just going to be to tear him down, which isn't really worth anyone's time. So,
You know what? I liked my meal. I thought it was decent.
I think the issue I have is value.
Yeah.
You know, I got a $12 burger at Ruby Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
We went to Ruby Tuesday.
We went to Ruby Tuesday, which I remember as being a nice place. I don't know what happened, if Red Lobster bought them out or what.
Maybe it's just the location. Maybe it's just a bad Ruby Tuesday.
Yeah, I just don't know. But, like, the burger, man, like, it's a $12 burger, and I basically got a quarter-pounder patty that wasn't really cooked very well. And,
Okay.
And then I got a salad because I was really in the mood for salad bar, which is how we ended up at Ruby Tuesday in the first place.
Yes.
And this, I actually was telling Sean about this, and he said that's the perfect way to sum up the restaurant, is I went to get a salad, and my salad for me is lettuce, black olives, red onions, and dressing. That's a salad. That's what I want. They had lettuce. They had olives.
They didn't
had
have
dressing.
any onions.
They had no onions. And not only did they not have onions, there wasn't a spot on the bar for onions. Like, like, onions not an option for them, which is really telling. So
That's really weird.
and a disappointment because I love onion. Like, that's like,
Onions are great
they're like mother's milk to me.
on a lot of things.
They're good. They're good for your health too.
Yeah.
You know, it's
They're
got
good for the health.
the allium in it, which helps to dry up the things that kill you.
Oh,
I might be mispronouncing
need
that.
to eat
but
more onions.
Yeah, everybody should eat onions. When you're sick, eat an onion, drink a glass of whiskey, you'll be fine. Seriously. That's advice you can take to the bank. But yeah, that's that.
That's the extent of our restaurant review this week.
I don't want to give them any more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of more pressing matters than the short time.
Oh,
that
we
have.
do. We do. Actually,
You want to just spend because
well, what do you want to dive? Do you want to start with Paul Ryan? 'Cause
Yeah,
we might
let's
as well.
start
Like
Paul
that's.
Ryan.
It's not like we're.
you said it.
There's this elephant in the room.
You
We
said
might
his
as well
name,
address
and
it.
we've jumped in the water.
We are in. I've even got his Wikipedia page here just in case.
I was reading that the other day.
Well, I didn't know enough about him. I'm not from Wisconsin, so I don't.
Yeah,
You know, I
Paul
know
Ryan is from Wisconsin
from Janesville, actually born in 1970.
and still lives there today.
He does with his wife, Jana.
Jana Ryan. They've
Jana
got a
Ryan.
daughter, Liza, and Sam and Charlie are their sons.
Charlie, Sam, and Liza.
So,
Liza, of course, named after Paul's mother.
is that true?
Indeed, it is Elizabeth Betty. A
Okay.
Betty with air quotes. So
So
that's all I got.
yeah,
Kind of ran out of steam there.
that's
very
all right.
quickly.
He's pretty much
The handsomest man to run in 25 years.
he's. Now I'm going to call him this because it's pretty much true. He's a career politician.
Oh, he is. Yeah, by far.
And some people don't trust career politicians because their interest is only to
Continue their political career.
their political
yeah,
career,
which
and-
isn't a real career.
right. Now, he's been in the House for, oh God, since 98, 96?
Assumed office 99,
Okay.
according to this.
So he was elected in 98.
Okay, I guess it would be an idea. Yeah.
Which is, 12 years, 13 years now.
Quite a few years.
A lot of years.
He's in his 7th term.
I think he's giving up his seat. I'm pretty sure he's giving up his seat in order to
Do this.
do the vice president, because obviously you can't hold two seats at the same time.
Which is probably for the best. Not that he's giving it up, but he can't run two at the same time, I should say.
I wonder who's gonna get that seat. That's a new discussion.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, if they reveal anybody
Yeah.
in the running, but a lot of people in Wisconsin are kind of apprehensive because they don't want to see him go. They like him.
I can understand that, but at the same time, he's going somewhere better where he can do more
Right.
good.
Yeah, definitely.
And
That's the same reason they didn't want Governor Walker to run,
yeah, they wanted him to stick around.
because
Keep an eye on
Wisconsin
things.
needs him more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I think Paul Ryan's going to do a lot of good things for the country. The only issue that I've been reading about and noticing is in that 60 Minutes interview they just did.
I didn't see that.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched about 14 minutes of it, and it's about my political
Right.
cup. But it really does seem like Paul Ryan is now talking down to Mitt Romney already.
Yeah.
Like he is in all ways the exact opposite of Biden in that he's smarter than the president would be. Mitt
Yeah.
Romney, I'm talking. If Mitt Romney becomes president, Paul Ryan's got him beat on all levels.
Yeah.
He's got the je ne sais quoi that makes a politician successful.
He does.
I mean, he's smart, he's handsome, he's quick-witted, he's very well versed in what he's talking about. He doesn't shoot from the hip,
Right.
and all of that makes for a phenomenal politician.
And he sincerely has convictions and beliefs that align with his seat.
Yeah, he's actually one of the most principled people, I think, out of the four presumptive that we'll be looking at on the ticket.
Yeah.
He is probably the most principled of the bunch.
I would say that to be true.
Yeah. There's some sort of
It's
musical interlude there.
It's great. When he was in Waukesha the other day, he was talking about giving a nod to Governor Walker and Reince Priebus. He's like, we're just some and Ron Johnson. He's like, we're just some guys from Tosa, Kenosha,
Yeah.
Oshkosh, and Janesville who are honest to the people that vote for us and do what we say we're going to do. And I guess Wisconsin is really fond of that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I like what you had to say yesterday. We were talking about it, last week.
last week.
Yeah, we were just talking.
Were we talking last week about it?
No, like in our own time, like off
Off the air. Like,
off the
don't we
record.
I wanted Ryan.
Well, yeah, no,
You want
I'm
Ryan,
a
too.
huge fan of this. Ryan choice is a good move, but you were saying that Wisconsin's really a hometown state,
Yeah.
and I've been thinking about that all week, and you're right. Like it is, the
It
people
is.
of Wisconsin love with a capital L everything Wisconsin.
Everything Wisconsin.
You don't go to Florida and buy alligator heads. You go to Wisconsin, you buy cheese heads. I mean, it's really
Right.
it
It's
is.
a hometown state.
You're in or you're not. I mean, there's
Right.
no middle ground.
Right. Exactly.
Even I'm a transplant here, and I feel pride when the Packers win. I don't even like football, but I care. But like,
Yeah.
you know,
We've got one football team. We've got one baseball team. So our stage is limited in that regard
yeah.
nationally.
And,
so
and yet we do so well with it. And it's
I think we do
I don't know
well.
about the
Sports teams.
baseball thing.
Sometimes
Packers do well.
Packers do well.
The Packers are way
Yeah.
of note.
Yes, they are, and apparently our politicians are too. I don't think there's ever been. Now, save for Bob LaFollette in the early 1900s, I don't think there's been many Wisconsin runners
No one remembers him.
for president or vice president bids. The ones that were on third-party tickets. There was a progressive ticket back in the early 1900s. Teddy Roosevelt was part of it.
Yeah.
That was the election of 1912. We can talk about history a lot, but I'm not going to go there today.
Tom could spend all day talking about history,
I could.
but we tore the rearview mirror off when we sat down in these microphones.
Yeah,
We're
apparently.
looking forward only.
We'll do a history talk one day soon. Maybe.
Maybe.
But a great quote. I'm going to quote Ryan
Quote him. I
on
want to
a
hear it.
couple of things.
I want this quote.
In Norfolk, Virginia, he said, "We promise, as Americans, equal opportunity, not equal outcomes."
Yeah.
That's kind of the underline of the mantra of the Republican Party.
Yeah. And it's true.
Yeah,
I never promised you a rose garden.
right.
You know, that whole,
But you could build it.
you're welcome to build it.
You're welcome
You are welcome to talk to someone about purchasing some roses for your garden.
to do whatever you want.
You can just be careful because you might not have built it.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
You could
Don't use the roads if you have to build your rose garden.
you could steal it.
You could definitely steal it, but then you're going to vote for the other guy.
Yeah.
But, man, I was so angry today about the roads and how people are talking about how our taxes build the roads, and then we got to pay to park on them, which is just another tax on something I've already paid for once.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting off topic, but man, I went off today for like 20 minutes about how stupid it is, like circular thinking.
To whom?
To James,
Oh, James.
Yeah, well, I got a ticket the last time I went down to the bank for the store.
Oh, yeah, from
Yeah.
Larry.
Yeah, $27 ticket. I was there for like 7 minutes, and he knows it's my car. Oh, that guy.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Another thing that Paul Ryan said,
he is.
I I'm not going to say this from a Christian standpoint or any standpoint. I'm not going to say that. I'm not claiming religion or non-religion here, but it interests me less, let's just say.
Okay.
Paul Ryan says, end quote, and this is that he said that we tried to explain to our kids that America is more than a country. America is an idea. Crowd goes silent. The idea is that our rights are given to us by nature and God, not government. And the crowd goes electric. Starts booming. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's cheering.
Yeah.
Chants of USA, USA, USA come. And he's like, that idea is currently under assault
True.
from our current president.
Mm-hmm.
And just that day, the day that it was announced, I feel like, well, I know Wisconsin went back to toss-up status on the Real Clear Politics.
Like, what was it, like half an hour after announcement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty
slick.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, and now he's in Iowa today. He's in Colorado tomorrow. Battleground states. Romney needs all of these states to win. All of them. Now let's talk about for a second.
Let's, for a second here, talk about
What Ryan means as an implication to Romney's campaign, because the left is happy that Paul Ryan got picked instead of the others, because now it's not a referendum, it's a choice between
a contest.
two visions.
Yeah, and that's, I think, one of the things the left likes about it is in choosing Ryan, they are lucky enough that Romney picked a guy who actually has some stances, so they can attack him on his stances, not just on his character. And not that they're not going to attack his character, but...
They already have.
Well, yeah. Well, he was pushing that old lady off that cliff quite vehemently. But, one of the problems of being principled is when you have principles, your principles can be attacked. And Ryan has that. I'm not going to call it an Achilles heel.
Right.
Because it's not, by any means, being principled isn't a weakness. It's a strength, if anything. You always have an angle to defend from. But it's also going to be a very contentious election one way or the other. I really feel like it's going to be great once the debates start.
Yeah.
And the national stage gets a look at Ryan in his element, ultimately. I mean, he's a wonk. He is an arguer. He is creative. He's good at math. As the American
BA in
Thinker points out.
economics.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows his subject. He knows what he can talk about. He knows, and he doesn't go, unlike Dom and I, he doesn't go off topic every 3 or 4 sentences. He's directly in.
Right.
He's immersed in that conversation, which is a rare thing.
And it's great because, unlike, the firebrand Mark Rubio, who
I also liked,
who will get up and, get angry and animated about a topic, Paul Ryan will put on that stone cold sober face.
He'll Socratic method you to death is what he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that ability to make you answer his questions in the frame that he wants, which is, I mean, that's actually this article. I'm not going to touch on it too much, but I'm sure probably at this point, 40% of the people who like Ryan have seen the video of him taking apart Obamacare in front of Obama.
Oh, I've seen that.
The 6-minute video.
That's great, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's Iowa Hawk, who is, of course, one of the great political commentators, actually sent out a Twitter, I guess. I'm going to quote the Twitter directly here.
All right.
In quotes. Paul Ryan represents Obama's most horrifying nightmare, math, end quote. And he's absolutely right. That's Paul Ryan's ability to frame the argument in grounded in reality.
Yeah.
It is, to some degree, better than I think I've seen since I started giving a crap about politics. I mean, it's logical and it's definitive. And those are two things that I like because you need logic and definitiveness to really drive something forward. I mean, you can spitball things all you want, but you're not going to get anywhere.
Another great Ryan quote. And this will kind of sum up, I think, both points. Is nobody disputes that the president was given a terrible situation economically when he took the office. But in the first 2 years of his presidency, the Senate and the House were both controlled by Democrats.
Indeed.
He passed nearly all of his bills that he wanted to get passed, and nothing got fixed. And unemployment has been above 8% for 3 years.
3
Plus.
years.
Actually, 3 years plus. 42 months, not 36 months. So, 3 years plus, the worst since the Great Depression. Whatever the reasons, whatever the excuses, this is a history of failure. Crowd goes electric again.
As they should. Someone finally said it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of that, and that's. I guess the way to look at it is, we read the news on the internet a lot. I think both Dom and I.
Yeah.
And I don't watch a lot of news because I get frustrated at news anchors because their smirking really starts to wear on my emotions.
From both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like pundits. Punditry doesn't help anything. But,
You're like Joe Scarborough?
No.
No?
I'm coming over this table, I swear to God. But, ideologues, I'm not into that. But
Okay.
it's been written a lot. You read the things about, the Obama's record and the truth, the lies, the PolitiFact things, pants on fire liars, and all those things. Mm-hmm. You can read them, and there's a lot to be said on both sides of it, but you don't hear it a lot on television unless you're watching a really, really partisan broadcast, which, again, I am Republican for 90% of things.
Yes.
I can't watch Republicans any easier than I can watch a liberal commentator. I just can't take ideologues. I like making my own decisions,
right?
Hence the Republicanism. And I want those middle-of-the-road commentators, and they're so hard to find nowadays. It's so...
Yeah.
Everything's become partisan.
Oh, man.
Even Fareed Zakaria is stealing from other people now.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Fareed Zakaria doing?
Oh, my God, he's a plagiarist. You didn't hear about this?
He is?
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, seriously. No, well, first off, 3 years ago, a guy claimed that he stole a bunch of his...
I like CNN, and I like Fareed Zakaria.
Well, CNN has indefinitely suspended Zakaria.
Wow.
Yeah, and Time News Corp, whatever. Whoever he writes for, his little thing, they've put him on at least a 2-month suspension until they finish investigating. But he absolutely lifted word for word an entire paragraph from someone else's work and put it into his.
Without citing it.
Oh, not even close to citing it.
Jesus.
And then his apology for it was almost snide. It was well, obviously I overlooked something, but luckily no one else was overlooking it or something. It was, yeah, he lost his job. He's done. Zakaria is useless to us now.
Wow.
He's dead to me. He went to Harvard. Works for Yale.
Faked it till he made it.
He faked it till he made it. That's what it looks like.
And got caught.
Got caught like an idiot.
Yeah. If you're going to go to Harvard, you should at least be smart enough to not get caught.
Yeah, you should have learned how to plagiarize without getting caught. I mean, you made it through Harvard.
Through Harvard.
But apparently, yeah. So, yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to break that news right in the face there. I thought you knew.
That also, that's another jab on your side for the education argument.
Yeah, oh, man. I don't want to sound uninformed or anything, but...
yeah, or bitter.
Or bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, heaven forbid.
At any rate.
Yes, sir. Lay it on me.
So, here's something from the president, because they're both in Iowa today, Paul Ryan and President Obama.
Oh, man, is there a singularity forming between the two?
Here it goes. Obama said that there's this 5-year, $500 billion bill that provides safety net for food producers and food stamps. And he said, well, if you see Paul Ryan today, tell him to stop blocking a bill that provides drought aid for rural areas in the Midwest. So the Democrats proposed a $16 billion cut to this bill, supplemental nutrition assistance program. People on the right are sided with Ryan's budget for $33 billion. The fact of the matter is, John Boehner's spokesperson stated this earlier, that Ryan and the rest of the House did pass a bill for drought aid relief, but the Democrat-controlled Senate left for August without taking action on the drought aid bill.
Oh, wait. Was Boehner using facts to refute rhetoric?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Oh, dirty pool, Mr. Boehner. Dirty pool.
Yeah, really. So, in case anybody in Iowa is listening to this, Mr. Newman, ostensibly,
Senior.
you're being lied to.
You're being lied to.
By none other than the President of the United States. So.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That is a fact. Yeah, those facts are inconvenient at best.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
So.
Yeah, no, and that's I don't know what that is. But we'll see how that goes for. Oh, that's beautiful. You don't get none of that. But, fancy. So I lost my train of thought completely because that's just so delightful.
What, the facts?
The facts are always delightful. I'm a huge fan of facts. But as long as they don't interrupt my lies. This drought relief thing. And I'm going to shoot from the hip here a little bit because I've only touched on it briefly because I thought this show was going to go in a different direction, so I did not study up like I normally would have. But they're talking about now using government funds to buy out, corn and potatoes, and I want to say clams, but I don't know why.
To just subsidize farming?
To subsidize farming during this rough time of farming suckiness, I guess.
Unease.
And that,
unpredictability.
Again, it always drives me nuts when that happens because the moment government starts shoring up an industry, the industry has no impetus to do better. And there's no real... I mean, price is controlled by the market. This is basically irrefutable. I mean,
right.
You can argue the point, but you're wrong. So if there is a glut of corn on the market, then the price goes down and everybody gets corn for cheaper.
Right.
Which is good for the consumers, not so great for the producers, but...
Not so great for the farmers.
But the thing of it is what that does is it's the impetus, it's the drive to get them to learn new ways to farm to get more corn out of an acre, for instance.
Right.
Arbitrarily. So, they've got these tractors now, combines, that are computer controlled, GPS controlled. I know this for a fact because I know a farmer that does corn farming who's telling me about them, where they plow the fields and they harvest the corn automatically. It's computer controlled, as I said, with GPS, where it actually plots out the most efficient route across the entire field based on its borders.
Yeah.
You hit start and it goes.
Okay.
So what it does is, whereas a person driving a combine, you get this turning radius, and you got to expect this, and you're going to miss a corner over here and all that.
Right.
These GPS computer-controlled combines are accounting for that and taking that corn as well. And they're doing it in less time, using less fuel, more efficiently, at a steadier pace, because there's no...
Right.
The big failing of anything is human. That's... Operator error is 99% of errors.
Right. So
taking them out of the equation makes it more efficient, which means it's cheaper to get the corn for the producer, so he can sell it at that lower price when there's a glut of it on the market, and he's taking home more money because he's not spending as much to upkeep it. That's how the market works. It drives innovation because I need to make more money, so how can I do this cheaper, better, faster?
Right.
One government comes in and says, well, we're going to keep the price at $5 a bushel. Well, why would I bother? I'll just bring 3 years of corn, get $5 a piece for them.
Yeah.
The government's willing to buy it regardless of price, and I'll just sell it for whatever they'll take. Why would I do any better? That's my anti-government rant. As far as shoring up markets.
Because
it's like that in any market.
Because it defeats the spirit of the
free enterprise.
The free enterprise, the producer to do better.
Yeah. And that's...
Well, that's a good argument, but if you're in times of need, and farming particularly more than I would say a lot of other industries is one of the most unpredictable markets, and of the most expensive too.
Oh, by far. I mean, just the capital outlays on equipment are absurdly high.
I know a guy that knows a guy. I know.
Try a little bit.
Third party here.
You gotta have a little of that.
But he had he got $1 million from the government.
Yeah.
To start a farm. In the first year, he made $2 million. So, paid back his $1 million loan. You know, but maybe now he's got $1 million, but he needs to put most of that into
That goes
upkeeping
right back
the
into
farm.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a really expensive industry. It's time consuming. You're going to be up most days of the year.
Oh yeah.
Working the field.
Oh, and then especially in places like Wisconsin where we have seasons.
Crazy weather.
Yeah, you
Insane
got
weather.
The winter season. What do you do during that time? You still have expenses. You still got to upkeep your equipment during the winter season.
Well, the hope is that the summer profits will
Carry
account
you
for
through.
those.
Yeah, ideally, but in reality,
In unpredictable weather like these droughts that we've been having.
yeah, well, and that's we have droughts, and then the next day it rains 6 inches. We really need to get that middle.
It was
kind of
like 2 weeks there where things were steady heat.
I know, and it was great.
It was, except for the farmers.
Well, and see, it would have been nice because they would have made more money. Because the ones who have good corn still could charge more for their product.
Yeah.
As per market forces. But with the government buying all the crappy product, keeps prices artificially low as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't allow the producers to make more. So again, there's no impetus to actually succeed. Because even if you don't, government will buy it from you. We're here, like the lobsters. Lobsters in Maine. You know about this, the lobster thing?
The lobsters in Maine. No, I do not.
Well, you're going to learn something
I'm
today.
going to learn about the lobsters in Maine.
This is the second thing you learn.
What was the first thing? Oh, that's Frigidaria.
Oh, yeah, it's a Caria. Moron. But, no, I guess there was a bumper crop of lobsters this year. Like the lobster population exploded.
Okay.
Right? So they're hauling in more legal-sized lobsters than they ever have before. And the price of a pound of lobsters actually in Maine and the Northeast, the far Northeast, rather, is equivalent to the price per pound of bologna.
Okay.
Now, this is great for people who love eating lobster. At least out there. Out here, you're still going to pay $25 at Red Lobster.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can even justify that anymore. But out in Maine, you can literally go into the grocery store and pick up a whole lobster, like a 1 1/4 pound, like standard dinner lobster.
Yeah.
For $4.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's really amazing.
But here's the thing, and this is, it's not even a bad thing. It's just a thing. Is the lobster farmers, fishermen, the guys who hunt the lobsters, it still takes exactly as much labor to haul in a crate, whether it's full or empty.
Yeah.
It's just the same amount of time, takes the same amount of effort. You still got to get out there and spend the fuel on it and the food and the bodies and the hours. So now they're bringing in these full pots, and that's great. But they're getting a third of the price they were getting last year when they brought in a full pot. But it's still costing them the same, if not a little bit more, to bring that pot in. So they're losing money like no one's business. They're actually lobster fishermen who are gathering together in semi-union-esque fashion and refusing to go out in an attempt to artificially raise the prices to make it worth going out.
Okay.
The only problem with that is that leaves more lobsters in the water, which means the next pot they pull up has even more lobsters in it than the last one, so the price goes down further. It's kind of like boycotting gas. You're going to need it eventually. That's what these guys are doing to themselves. They're going to need those lobsters eventually. The lobster fishermen. You can't boycott those lobsters. They're waiting for you. Like, that's what you do for a living.
Yeah.
So they're attempting to squeeze each other for better prices. I mean, and that's the thing, is they're getting at the dock where they used to get $3 or $4 a pound for lobsters. We'd buy them for $8 or $10 a pound.
Yeah.
Now they're getting $1.25 a pound.
Yeah.
The good ones are getting $1.35. I mean, they're down to dimes now in difference on what they're making. So.
Wow.
And here's the thing, though, is no government entity is running out there and saying, well, we're going to buy up all these extra lobsters at $6 a pound and make it up for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is Maine, an independent state as far as it goes personally. I don't know that they would ever accept the help. But I'm just surprised that no one's saying it. They're not out there picketing and posturing.
Let's buy up all the lobsters. Let's lobby the federal government.
Buy all the lobsters and have one big lobster boil.
Yeah.
Man, would that be amazing? We'll just heat up Lake Michigan and throw all the lobsters in and just pick out what you want.
Oh, my God.
Right, could you
That
imagine?
would never work.
Yeah, I know, but God, can you imagine having lobster for like 6 days straight? I can't.
You know what? I don't think I've ever had a really good lobster. Have
you ever had lobster?
I don't know if I've ever had lobster.
One of these days we'll go get you some lobster.
Maybe.
I don't know. You're probably allergic. Who are we kidding?
I don't want to stress it because I hear a lot of mediocre things about lobster.
those people who have told you those mediocre things, they are liars. They just want the lobster.
There are people that
themselves.
just say that they don't like lobster that much. I don't know.
You know, there are people that don't like I grew up on the coast. I grew up
Okay.
literally blocks away from the ocean. I love
That's true.
ocean food. I mean, I can't. And when I taste it, it's not just the taste of the food. I literally taste home. There's something to that. So I will always love lobster. Even bad lobster is good.
Oh.
But good lobster is great. And great lobster is a religious experience. But you're not going to find that in the Midwest.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, I have that kind of hankering for anything. Like, if I go somewhere and a brat is just going to be great every time, you know?
I bet you would. Because, you know, like, a friend of mine has a daughter who lived at one point, I should say, in San Francisco, right? And which is not Wisconsin at all. And
Guys, San Francisco, not Wisconsin.
in case there was any confusion, San Francisco.
Got it.
I think it's somewhere in Wyoming. But, it's next to the casino. And shouldn't be hard to find. There's a bar down one of the main drags of San Fran. I don't know. I'm sure there's some, not like Haight-Ashbury or anything, but something along those lines.
Okay.
That it's actually a Packer bar. It is a Green Bay Packer bar.
Yeah,
It
they've
is.
got those all over the country.
You know why? Because people from Wisconsin get a hankering for voting for Paul Ryan. So they go to these bars and they talk about it, is what it is. And that's that hometown thing. Like we kind of
Yeah.
full circle down there. But, you know, and that's what they do, though. They serve the brats. They have PBR. They have Miller product, you know, and it's
Yeah.
little bastions of Wisconsin in places that are not at all Wisconsin.
I know Wisconsin. Yeah. That's a pretty cool thing. There's a real Milwaukee-Tucson connection that you realize once you get to Tucson, Arizona.
Tuscan?
Yep.
What's in Tuscan?
It's Tucson.
Tucson?
Tucson.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tucson.
Yeah. There's a Packer bar down there that my dad used to take me to when I was a little kid.
That explains a lot.
That was fun. We played a lot of pool there.
Pool is amazing.
Pool is a great sport.
It is more than a sport. It is an entire lifestyle.
Do they have that on the Olympics? Billiards?
No.
They should have that on
They
the
should
Olympics.
have that, and they should also have that other... what is it?
Bowling?
But God, no. God, Jesus. You make me cry. No, there's a... man, what was I looking at the other day, and they were saying there should be an Olympic sport. I'm not going to remember.
There is archery.
Oh, yeah, archery. Archery's a skill. That is a... I mean, I'm a little stunned at the amount of money these people put into this skill, because,
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
you know, 2 sticks and a string, and you kind of got to... You can practice at the very least.
Right. So,
Where's this coffee cup?
what were you...
I don't know, pole dancing or something.
Okay.
I don't even remember what it was, but there's some new Olympic sport that they were talking about trying for not 2016 but 2020.
Poker.
God, if that happens, I swear I'm just going to go to the Olympic Committee and set the whole place on fire. I'm gonna mark my words. You put poker in the Olympics, it's over.
Yeah.
Nobody walks out of that room alive.
Baseball.
Isn't baseball in the Olympics?
I don't think it is.
Oh, well, I guess they don't need it. They got the World Series.
Yeah, that's the World Series.
That's the World Series.
here in America.
Here in America, between 2 American teams.
Yeah, between 2 teams that
This is
are
a
not of any other country.
World Series.
Yep.
That's okay, though, because the Japanese have their World Series as well.
Oh, yeah,
They
they
just do it with, you know, vending machines that sell little girls' panties. Whatever other weird Japanese thing they do.
Yeah. That's a real culture shock.
That's a real thing. that's a machine that exists in Japan when you get off the airplane.
You see the world's largest vending machine with, like, TVs? No, I don't know about TVs, but, like,
Electronics and
electronics, yeah. Just usually. It's in Germany.
stuff. I think I did see that.
It's pretty okay.
I think I've seen. Have you seen the gold vending machines that they have in Dubai and Saudi Arabia?
I think I have seen that.
Those things are cool.
They just have gold?
They just have gold bars. You put in like $2,000 and it drops out a 1 ounce bar.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Brendan O'Day is wearing shorts.
Oh, Lord God have mercy.
He's wearing shorts.
He's got his shorts on. What is
I
he?
don't know why he's wearing shorts.
He must have been landscaping today. I don't know.
I don't know.
At least he's not wearing a visor or something. Be a little much. Those aren't
He'd be
Crocs
wearing a
either.
black visor.
A black visor, a set of Crocs, and pop his collar. He's like halfway there.
One day, I'll see Brendan O'Day in a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, man.
It's going to be like 5 years from now.
That would be a heck of a day. I'm not even going to say what I'm feeling right now, but
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm feeling right now.
All right, so
Okay, so we've basically not touched on anything we wanted to touch on but Paul Ryan.
we got Paul Ryan. And
We
that's
did.
the
And you know what?
biggest
That's the
story.
big thing is, well, and you know, I want to say this because we've only got 4 minutes here.
Okay,
There's a vote tomorrow.
there is.
It's a state senate race is involved somehow. I think it's a primary for that,
It's the Republican primary
for the state senate.
for this the United States.
Oh, is it
Senate.
U.S. Senate?
Yeah.
I thought it was state senate.
Nope.
I'm so confused.
It's the U.S. Senate
Here's the deal.
because Cole's giving up his seat.
Oh, that's right. It's Cole.
Yeah.
That's what it was. All right. Now, I was reading an article about voter fatigue in Wisconsin.
God, does it exist?
Yeah, they're talking about maybe we're talking high end 20% turnout for voting tomorrow. I want 100% of our listeners to show up tomorrow to vote. So get out there and vote. I know I say it every time there's a vote coming up, but what does it take? Like a half an hour out of your time, and your boss has to give you the time to go do it.
Yeah.
You know, go do it.
Legally, he does.
Legally is required. Make them let you vote.
Bill would let me vote. I'm gonna vote before anyway.
I'm gonna vote. Like I'm gonna get up, walk to the polling place, and come
Yeah.
back to work because
I should.
it's easier, shorter walk from my house.
It's
than
it's
it is
great
to the
because
station.
during a Republican primary, we live in a pretty Democratic district. You just walk in and walk out.
Yeah, it's very fast, very, very quick. I think the last one I literally voted. The only reason it took me a little longer is because I got in the wrong line in the first place because we got two districts that voted
Yeah.
the same polling place, and no one ever knows what district I'm in when I tell them where I live.
Yeah.
Because I'm on that border in between the two. So, but yeah, because I'm on the.
It's Thompson, Hovde, Newman, Fitzgerald.
Tommy Thompson. He's 70 years old.
He's 71.
70 or 71. He's old. Doesn't look that old.
If you elect him, he's gonna get things done right away because he's got connections up there, but he won't serve very long. So
Yeah, keep that in mind.
don't miss that point.
Yeah,
And he could beat Baldwin though. He could, but so could Jeff Fitzgerald, who is probably the man I'm endorsing. My official endorsement here.
But he's voting for someone else. Don't let him. He's gonna
Yeah.
vote for Thompson.
Not saying who
but
I'm voting for.
He's endorsing Fitzgerald.
But I'll endorse Fitzgerald.
I'm not gonna go either way because I'm caught up on Hovde because I just love his name. I don't know that that's what I'm gonna decide it on, but like I just love that name, Hovde. It's got and I have a little touch of Tourette's, so certain words just ring in my head, and I think Hovde is one of them. Hovde. I could do that all day. Hovde. Hovde. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I do it at work. Larry had to deal with me yesterday about it.
What are you saying?
What are you doing, man? Whoa.
Awesome. I don't think. I think everybody's kind of abandoned Mark Newman at this point.
Who?
So. There we go.
Yeah.
So with that,
Let's sing it out.
let's sing it out. My formal shout outs as always to everybody who I shout out to at the first part of the show. I can say your names because we're kind of short on time. You know who you are.
And we
You.
said it once. You were
Yeah.
here.
You were here. I hope you were here. Christ.
You better be here.
You better be
If
here.
we're just talking to each other through these headphones, I'm gonna be so upset. I want people to
Well,
comment
we got
on our
people listening.
Facebook page.
Yeah,
look up No
we got a
Frequency.
Facebook page, we
Like
got a
us on
QR
Facebook. We
code.
got a QR code
I've
that's set
got
up here.
business cards.
Dom's got business cards. I'm gonna work on that because I got a bunch of business cards I got to buy now.
We're gonna get to No Frequency
The
Global.
Balloonatics.
We're gonna be a global.
A global force for good.
Yeah,
Or
force
at
for
least
good.
A force for logic.
A global filter for
Global.
your news.
We are here to shed light
Shed light.
on the darkness. We are.
Until next time. This has been No Frequency Radio, broadcast every Monday via riverwestradio.com from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. roughly.
Roughly.
We make no promises
There is no guarantee on those
for our
times.
schedule.
It's we're rule breakers. You can't put us in a box.
Mainly because the guy before us is a rule breaker too.
He takes a little extra.
So, and that's fine. We
He's-
don't say anything about it,
It's not a negative thing. It just is a thing.
even though we're saying something about it.
I
But-
would like to be negative about it, but
We're going to be nice about it.
We're
We're going to
good.
be stand up about it.
we're good. We are Republican.
Well, I'm not anything.
Well, you're not anything.
I'm not gonna
I'm not
say it.
really anything either. I'm more libertarian than anything.
I'm not gonna claim part
I am
here.
pro-abortion.
I am pro-abortion.
I
Jesus Christ.
don't know if that counts for anything. I am in favor of abortions,
Yeah.
forced or otherwise.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta get connected with some pro-choice conservatives. I'm sure they exist somewhere.
Well, you're looking at one.
Yeah, well, I know.
You're connected.
But there's no real RNC that has that ideal yet,
that we know of.
or any Wisconsin.
What about the Bilderbergs? You don't know what they're saying inside those
Yeah,
meetings.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Nobody knows.
well, I know.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
the inside.
Alex Jones knows.
Alex Jones has the inside track.
I hope that our listeners
are still listening.
don't listen to Alex Jones, because if
Don't
you
listen
do,
to Alex
you better
Jones.
not even listen to us. I don't even
Please
care
don't.
if you do.
Not worth
Yeah.
our time or yours. It's really just a waste for all of us.
But O'Day's giving us the stare.
Oh, he's giving us a stare?
Well, from across, he's over at Fuel Cafe, but he's glancing over
Should
here.
I make kissy faces at him?
No.
Are you sure?
Until next time,
We're out.
we're out, and I will have my headphones next time. I promise.
He's lying.
Goodbye.
Bye.